It's time to face the whole. 3, 2, 1.
This week on The Big Show, a big dilemma from Michael Bay in Transformers 2 news. In hometown news, the cat is out of the bag, and it's out of the other bag, too. And I've joined Team Edward, plus Sarah Palin can see Russia from her house. Let's do this thing.
Hey everybody, it's episode 140 of The Big Show. I'm Jason.
And I'm Anna.
For September 15th, 2008, we are broadcasting from Studio A in Beaverton, Oregon, and I want to do a quick shout out to the only person who properly identified themselves in the chat room, which is superfan Erica from Las Vegas.
That's right.
Who is with Team Edward, and now we know what that means. So let's get into the show. Here's pop culture news you need to know. So Saturday Night Live is back on, and it wasn't very funny. I fast-forwarded through the rest of it, by the way.
Oh, I thought we watched the whole thing. That wasn't the end?
Wait, did you keep watching with Alaska Pete after that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you watched the Michael Phelps diet, which was kind of funny.
Which could have been better.
Yeah.
And earlier. I was hoping they would do something about his 12,000 calorie diet. But It started out really strong because, and I'm so glad Tina Fey is on board. But, it started out with a sketch with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. And Tina Fey was playing Sarah Palin, McCain's running mate. And, of course, Tina Fey is she just looks like Sarah Palin. She did a really good impression of her, too.
But tonight we are crossing party lines to address the now very ugly role that sexism is playing in the campaign.
An issue which I am frankly surprised to hear people suddenly care about.
Hillary and I don't agree on everything.
I believe that diplomacy should be the cornerstone of any foreign policy.
And I can see Russia from my house.
I believe global warming is caused by man.
And I believe it's just God hugging us closer.
I don't agree with the Bush doctrine.
And I don't know what that is.
Sarah, one thing we can agree on is that sexism can never be allowed to permeate an American election.
So please, stop photoshopping my head on sexy bikini pictures.
And stop saying I have cankles.
Don't refer to me as a MILF.
And don't refer to me as a flurge. I Googled what it stands for, and I do not like it.
Amazing time we live in. To think that just 2 years ago I was a small town mayor of Alaska's crystal meth capital. And now I am just one heartbeat away from being president of the United States. It just goes to show that anyone can be president.
Anyone.
All you have to do is want it.
Sarah, looking back, if I could change one thing, I probably should have wanted it more.
So, in the next 6 weeks, I invite the media to be vigilant for sexist behavior.
Although it is never sexist to question female politicians' credentials, please ask this one about dinosaurs. In conclusion, I invite the media to grow a pair. And if you can't, I will lend you mine.
And as we say in Alaska,
we say it everywhere.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night!
Best part of the show.
Yeah, and it went downhill.
It went all downhill from there.
Like we said, it was Michael Phelps, and he is not an actor, and he was totally nervous, and
right.
He's a nice guy, but I don't even know if he's over, brimming with personality.
Frankly, it wasn't Michael Phelps' fault.
No, he was barely in it, actually.
Yeah.
They cast him in small
and
roles.
Some of the new people are like over actors, really annoying.
Whoever that brown-haired girl was.
I think her name is Casey something.
The one you said was going to play Palin?
Yeah.
And probably will play Palin?
Yeah.
She was an over
She was, and then the new guy with the curly hair.
Yeah, and he's kind of heavier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm kind of heavier, too.
Well,
but at least I'd be funny on that show.
You need funny material to be funny. So anyway. When we were listening to that, someone in the chat room gave us the website. I don't know who it is.
It's Ustreamer
79974.
Type your name in the chat.
Is it Fred?
I don't know. You have to say who you are.
Anyway, it's VP VPILF. VPILF.com.
VP, I'd like to.
And it's really just news about Sarah Palin, it looks like.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah. Google hired Seth MacFarlane. You know him from The Family Guy and other shows like that. And American Dad.
Oh, I was like, I just know him
what's
from
the other show?
Guy.
And he's going to do a short every week, and it's going to show up in like AdSense ads all over the web. So that's kind of weird. They're like creating content for websites, but there are Burger King ads at the same time. And you can go over to the YouTube because Google owns the YouTube, and you can watch these things.
I like Burger King ads. I don't know who their advertising agency is, but they're always kind of Subservient Chicken. That was the best.
Yes,
I wasted many hours playing.
So you can go over and watch these, and they're sort of like in Family Guy when they go off on their weird tangents. There are a bunch of those, so they're going to make 52 of those. And so this one is the $25,000 pyramid if your partner was a dog.
All right, Steve, Fido, your category is things you find in the kitchen. Fido, you'll be giving the clues. You have 1 minute. Go.
Oven, silverware, cereal, refrigerator, pantry, salt, muffin, baking tray, phone, apple, toaster, napkin, ice cube, dishes.
I'm sorry, you're out of time.
It was blender, you blender.
The dog talks at the end.
That is kind of how that show is. Even when people are saying real words, they have no idea what the clue is.
Right.
Anyway, so you can check out a new one of those every week. We'll have a link over to, I think you can go to SethComedy.com and check out the videos.
That is much funnier than anything that Microsoft is doing.
Well, no, the new Microsoft, have you seen the new one? Probably not.
But I heard it was still weird.
But it did make me laugh at least once.
Oh.
And now it's Jerry and Bill are trying to go out and hang out with real people. So they're living in this house with this family, and it's kind of funny. But still, I have no clue what it has to do with Windows.
Still not as funny as John Hodgman.
No.
Not even close.
In Transformers 2 news.
Oh my God. More news.
Boy, big news this week. We got a little insight into one of the new Transformers, and they're going to be bringing out the Constructicons, and it's going to be called Devastator. Which
is that new?
A Constructicon?
Did they just create those for this movie?
No, it's when you take 5 or 6 little guys and they all turn into one bigger guy.
Oh, I remember that. I just didn't remember what they're called.
Yeah, evidently they're called Constructicons.
Alrighty then.
And he turns into like this giant dump truck, I think. And it's called Devastator, but evidently there's a little bit of controversy because if you remember, Anna, there was a Devastator in the last movie. Yeah, evidently like the flyer guy that was attacking everybody at the base at the beginning, he was called Devastator as well. So I don't know how Michael Bay is going to solve that problem because I know fans are going to be irate.
I mean, you know what we should do is go ask our neighbors across the street because they have a Transformer sticker on their car.
They do.
See if they like the movies. And if they do, we should actually give them one of those car magnets.
We have a car magnet. We also have 2 of these Transformers sticky Post-it notes.
Right.
Things too. So.
By the way, the neighbors across the street are planning their booth for the Pirate Fest next week.
Yeah.
Up at Cathedral Park in St.
Yeah,
John's.
and we saw them yesterday all dressed up like pirates. You know who Drew Lachey is. He's
the Dancing with the Stars winner.
Yeah.
And the brother of Nick Lachey.
Yeah, and he is a fan of Beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. And evidently they're having this competition on the internet to come up with a new jingle. So you can create your own musical veggie bean challenge, and if you win, you get to meet multi-platinum recording artist, Broadway star, TV host, and champion of Dancing with the Stars, Drew Lachey. And he himself has written his own rendition of the bean chant, and Anna's going to read it right now.
Beans have a protein to spare. Call them fruit, I won't even dare. They're a veggie that makes you grow up big and strong, and with beans on the table, your meal can't go wrong. What a tool.
Yeah. So you can record your own, and I recommend adding a little, bass line underneath and upload that to beanchant.com and meet Drew Lachey.
Maybe that's why Elliot's growing so fast. All the protein. She eats beans all the time.
She eats a lot of beans. She also makes giant turds after she eats beans.
Also, she just poops a bean every so often.
Every once in a while. Oh, I guess she had beans last night.
Just one made it out alive.
That was a waste of a diaper. That was just a bean. It's not impressive at all.
One of our favorite guys, now that we like Burn Notice so much, Jeffrey.
Oh, by the way, I should say thank you to Fred, because he evidently turned us on to that.
Yep, thanks, Fred. Jeffrey Donovan, who plays the lead, Michael Weston, in Burn Notice, he's in the new Clint Eastwood movie, and you were watching. Why were you watching that trailer?
I was watching it because it was over on Pop Candy, and they were talking about Angelina Jolie in the Clint Eastwood movie.
Right, Clint Eastwood directed it, and Angelina Jolie is in it.
Uh-huh. So I was like, I'll watch the new movie. It's called Changeling, and it comes out, during the Oscar,
November thing.
The November Oscar release of movies, whatever. And I was watching it, and I was like, hey, I know that dude. And Jeffrey Donovan plays one of the... I think maybe like the police chief or some police officer. The whole movie's about Angelina Jolie's child goes missing. She goes to the police. They bring back some other kid, and they say it's her kid. And then she says, no, that's not my kid. And then they kind of put her through hell and put her in like a psycho ward and stuff, because you don't cross the LAPD.
I don't want to see that movie.
I don't really want to either, but I just thought I'd put Jeffrey Donovan's in it.
So here's the thing about Angelina Jolie. I watched that trailer, and I think Angelina Jolie is like the female Tom Cruise, because the types of movies that he does, that they both do, are always just kind of safe. Like, it's never really a shocking performance or anything. It's always safe and just mediocre. Like, I wouldn't give Tom Cruise an Oscar.
Okay.
And
so
I wouldn't give. And
Wanted,
Angelina Jolie got an Oscar.
Was Wanted her Mission Impossible?
No, because unless that wasn't even popular, was it? It was her Samurai or whatever that movie was.
Okay, I don't know.
I'm just saying. I think they both.
What I wanted to talk about,
very mediocre things, and not only did I not want to see this movie just because of the child kidnapping thing, but Angelina Jolie, I'm like, meh.
What I wanted to talk about was Jeffrey Donovan and how he actually has a pretty impressive career, but how we have never crossed paths with the gentleman, because he is in all these shows that we never watched. Crossing Jordan, Law and Order, I guess. He was in there a couple of times.
In there, 2 episodes. He played 2 different people.
Yeah. He was on Yesteryear once.
He was in there. Threshold.
Threshold. Oh.
He was Dr. Sloan.
I don't remember that. I don't really remember that show, except, was that the one that had Brent Spiner in it?
Yes. Didn't it?
I don't remember. See, I don't remember. He was on
the little guy.
TV show called Touching Evil, which I don't remember what that was. And The Pretender.
He was on Spin City.
Yeah, he was in all these things that we didn't watch. And we really like him now, so yay for him. Katie Sackhoff is going to be in the new Dick Wolf pilot called Lost and Found.
And now just the description of her character here sounds like a character that Katie Sackhoff would play. It basically sounds like a watered-down Starbuck.
Maybe. The hour-long Found centers on Tessa, who will be played by Katie Sackhoff, an offbeat female LAPD detective who, after burning heads with the higher-ups, is sent on a punishment to the basement to work on John Doe and Jane Doe cases.
It sounds like Gillian Anderson in the X-Files.
Kind of.
But probably not as good because it's Dick Wolf.
And the pilot writer, Chris Levinson, says the show will distinguish itself from other crime shows by featuring a healthy dose of dark humor and by the lead character's distinct lack of resources. She works out of a basement office with little support from the department. Yeah, it sounds kind of like the X-Files, only probably won't be X-Files. So yay, Katie Sackhoff. She's going to be in a Dick Wolf. And I don't know when that comes out. Probably spring.
Well, that's good. I mean, NBC is really trying to get her on a lead show. They like her. And so do I.
So after, I don't know, like a 4-year hiatus, we're bringing back Anna's Book Club, only we're not going to do it on your podcast.
A special podcast.
We're just going to do it as like a 3-minute segment of the Delta Park Project because evidently this book does not warrant its own discussion, its own Oprah-style book club.
No, it's not.
So
Oprah would not recommend this.
So what is your book?
It's not about...
Anna, what's the big book?
The book is Twilight.
We had superfan Maggie call in last week with a review of it. She compared it to Harry Potter, only said that it would be a 5
and
if Harry Potter was a 10. What's your take on this? Well, that's
probably true if you were just comparing it as like young adult book versus young adult book. But I wouldn't even compare the two really because Harry Potter is there's just so much more in Harry Potter. There's so many more storylines and everything. And Twilight's pretty basic. It's about this girl who feels like an outcast, feels like an ugly duckling, and moves to the Pacific Northwest to live with her father and ends up falling madly in love with Edward. Go Team Edward! And he turns out being a vampire. I have ruined nothing for you, people, by the way. And I say, I think it's the OC meets Anne Rice. It's kind of
so it's right up your alley. Then
emo teenager type stuff. I love the OC. This is my guilty pleasure in a book. It's an easy, quick read. I bought the book. Which how many pages is it? I think it's like 500 pages.
I don't know.
I bought the first book, Twilight, on Saturday afternoon, and Sunday night I finished it.
Yeah.
And I have a 1-year-old child that I did not neglect to read this book. I read it during her sleep time.
Yep.
And it's fast, and it was just kind of fun. And it's that story that girls like. It's the I feel out of place, and but then it turns out you're the one person on earth for this man who has lived hundreds of years.
Great.
It sounds really silly, and I feel so. Today, when we were running errands, I had to run into Borders to buy the second book, and I felt really silly because I had to go back to the young adult section to get it. I was hoping it would be on a table in the front. It was not. So,
do you recommend it as a quick read?
For girls?
For girls.
Yes.
I wouldn't enjoy this?
No, you would think it was dumb.
Okay. I'm more of a nerdy book reader. No, I read the Michael Crichton ones, where there's some plague that comes out and they get all crafty and MacGyver.
Yeah, see, no, this doesn't have any of that technical jargon that weighs you down about Michael Crichton crap. I literally had to skip pages as I read Michael Crichton because I didn't care. No, this is just, but it is very emo, and it's kind of, it's a quick read and it's a little repetitive, but whatever. Teenage hormones. It's written by Stephanie Meyer, who, by the way, is only 3 years older than me.
And that hurts you somehow, doesn't it?
It does. She has accomplished so much more.
You've won awards for your documentaries on weather.
Shut up. Yeah.
On
Almost live, local, and late breaking. From your hokey-ass news leader, this is Hometown News. Coming to you live from the Delta Park Project Studios. Here are Jason and Anna. Does that make you feel better, Anna? Huh? You grammar queen. Never great. This just into the Delta Park Project Studios newsroom. Guess what? I quit. How would you like that, huh? Anna, Mr. Voice Guy just says, see you later.
So you played that one then?
I played the wrong one.
Should we just leave it like the soup, and if you get it, you get it?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a really old joke.
Here's what's happening in my hometown of Kalispell, Montana, as reported in the Flathead Beacon. Someone working in Big Fork called in to report that they had a headache. No, this next one does not even make sense.
Okay.
Firefighters freed a feline that had caught its head in a potato chip bag and another larger plastic bag. Initially, it was thought the cat was trapped in a burlap sack. That's all the information I have, people. That's all they give me.
Now, initially, the call came in
that a cat was trapped in a burlap sack. Why didn't somebody get the cat out of the sack? Why did they have to call the fire department?
Well, at least they were keeping track of the details.
And then, how did it get its head in a potato chip bag and then another larger plastic bag? And why didn't someone just pull the bag off the
Here's the thing: when you get one bag on your head, you're blind. You're going blind. You're just moving around. You probably came upon another bag. Looks like a burlap sack. Was not. It was probably some brown plastic sack. And bingo, bango, there's your father.
And bingo, bango, the firefighters are called in. Okay, a man who dropped his car off to get the window repaired was shocked when he found out that the auto body shop owner's wife was driving the car to and from work. Someone's mom called in to report that their daughter had taken the car without permission. That's from the I don't have to be a parent, the cops are here for.
Right.
A black garbage bag was found at Murray Lake. The person who found the bag said it was full of bones. She never looked in the bag, but said she could feel them in there.
Good.
My guess is it was sticks. A man in a green shirt appeared to be drunk and possibly not wearing pants, according to a caller who spotted him lying in the grass of their Conrad Drive yard. And an Evergreen surplus store is missing a pair of new shoes. The person who took the shoes was kind enough to leave behind their old ones.
Nice.
And then we have a special hometown news if your hometown is Fresno.
Fresno B, evidently.
Because this is far better than anything I have read on hometown news, I'd say. Okay, so there's a burglar who broke into a home east of Fresno. He rubbed food seasoning over the body of one of two men as they slept in their rooms, and they used an 8-inch sausage to whack the other man in the face and leave. And the guy ran out of the house wearing his T-shirt and boxer shorts and socks, and he left behind his wallet and his ID, and they caught him in a field. Now, he was arrested on suspicion of residential robbery. I would have arrested him on suspicion of insanity.
He didn't have pepper spray, but he had a spice rub. So he just rubbed it on their face.
Rubbed someone with spice and then hit a guy with a sausage.
An 8-inch sausage. Let's talk about Hole in the Wall.
Oh my God.
Because
I was so excited about this show, and I'm so intolerant of it.
Yeah.
I hate this show.
Well, I'm just going to let you go right off on that then. I thought it was mildly retarded.
I had taken over this show, though.
So, Anna, if we were to take a poll right now of who do you like better on the Delta Park Project Big Show, Jason, Anna, Morley, Elliot. Elliot would win, but you would come in a close second. And I would trail right behind Morley.
Okay.
So, go ahead and talk about Hole in the Wall.
I was so excited about this because, we saw it on Japanese television. And what you have to do... On the YouTubes. And what you have to do is there's a hole that comes at you, or wall that comes at you, and there's a hole in the wall, and you have to, contort your body to get through it. And if you can't...
You can't break the wall. Do not break the wall.
Right, you don't get the points. Right. If you can't, you either break the wall, or the wall knocks you into...
water.
A pool of water.
Yeah.
So I was so excited about this coming to American television. The problem is... Oh my God. What is that chick's name? Some blonde chick hosts it. She used to date Bruce Willis.
Brooke Burns. She was on Baywatch.
Okay.
What's so funny?
I didn't realize you knew her.
Yeah, I know her very well. Thank you. I remember her jiggle joggle.
So there's some guy who's the announcer,
Mark,
and I don't care what his name is. Yeah. He tells the people what they're gonna do. Here comes the wall, blah blah blah, and then she repeats it and tells them what they're gonna do.
Right. Well, it's a very complicated premise.
She reminds me of the Sigourney Weaver character on Galaxy Quest. I don't know what to do. I just repeat what the computer says.
Right.
That's what she reminds me of.
Yeah.
And so what I hate about this show, is that they talk about how they're going to get through the wall, blah, 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 blah. They talk it up. Then they go and they get hit by the wall. And then they get out of the pool. And then they talk about what happened.
Yeah.
It's all talking about. And I don't care. I just want to see people get hit by the wall.
I want to see fat people get hit by a wall and thrown into water. I want to see styrofoam breaking. I want to see slow motion replays. I want to see jaws breaking. And if you can throw in rocks and mustard and some sort of mess, that would be awesome. But instead, it's talking about being hit by a wall. And here's the other thing. The costumes.
Oh my God.
I thought the costumes would be kind of funny. And then I saw the 320-pound black woman who is calls herself a Georgia peach. It was not flattering at all.
No.
It was not even flattering on the skinny people. It's just really disgusting. And I saw some man's junk, and it just totally took me out of the action. And the show's too long.
Everything that jiggles, you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the show just sucks. I'm not going to watch it anymore. And I'm so upset because I was so excited about it coming to this country. And we ruined it.
We watched True Blood, episode 2.
That is true.
Yeah, we did.
And we still don't know what the hell's going on.
I still haven't a frickin' clue of what's going on with the show.
This is the year of the vampire, isn't it?
Sunday nights, HBO. Check your local listings for time and channel.
If you want to stay tuned and figure out what's going on, it still doesn't make any sense. And now that I think about it, I'm getting my vampires confused. That vampire in that show is Bill, right? Right. It's not Edward, because...
No, it wasn't. You didn't call it Edward.
I was going to.
Oh.
In my head.
You hadn't made the error yet.
Oh, okay.
You just admitted your possible error on air.
Right.
So, yeah, we thought the end of the show, end of episode 1, it was Suki getting the crap beat out of her. And I thought, well, how can that be the end of the show? What the hell's going on? And then, the beginning of episode 2, it was her getting the crap beat out of her, and then maybe some dog saved her. Maybe it was her boss.
Her dog
maybe
might
a vampire.
Be her boss who can change into a dog.
Maybe, I don't know. And then she gets some vampire blood in her, and that was some weird fetish thing that was really gross when he's like, here, suck before it dries up.
And her character is annoying.
I need to just take a deep breath for a second and think about what we're talking about, because this show has got me all in a fluster, and I don't think I want to watch it anymore. Okay.
We did watch a movie this weekend. I don't know.
Oh, no. We were still talking about the show.
Oh.
That was part of my review of the show. I was going to leave that in. The deep breath.
I was all disturbed for you. I wanted to move on.
Yeah. Just hold me.
What else did you want to say about the show?
I still am mad because I don't know what's going on. I'm a little bit, and I liked a little bit of how they were sort of having a little social commentary on rights and racism and things like that. But they sort of are just throwing that out the window, and because they had him at her aunt's house, her grandma's house, where we're talking about how old he is, and then they've got the black chick on there all mad about slavery and stuff at him all of a sudden, and they sort of
by the way, isn't the same one that they played, who played the character of her best friend in the original.
But by making them so dumb, it sort of diminished the punch that they could have had. So anyway, if you're watching it, I'd love to hear your commentary on what you think it's about. Call us at 1-888-240-9031.
You've read the book. It's based on the book.
Oh, and that's the other thing. It's like chapters of a book. It's not like episodes of a TV show.
No, it totally is like chapters of a book.
We liked the first Harold and Kumar movie.
It was hilarious. The Ride the Cheetah part was the best.
It was kind of dumb, but it was, mindless humor. The sequel, Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay, was just flat out dumb.
Gross and dumb.
And the only reason that I watched it to the end, there were two reasons, because at about half hour in, I was ready to turn it off. One, there were lots of boobies and vaginas in the show, and so I had to keep watching it. Second, Neil Patrick Harris hadn't been in the show yet, and so I had to keep watching until he was in it, because he was my favorite part of the first one, and he was the best part of this show as well.
I, however, was tired of the boobies and vaginas, and I got up and made cookies for my friend Christine.
So it was a win-win for me. That's all I'm saying. I got
just
some
walked down
cookies,
the room.
and I got a lot of boobies. It was dumb because they just went from stupid thing to stupid thing.
It was so dirty. Like, I was just...
It was really... I mean, there was a masturbation scene in the opening credits that was vulgar and
pointless.
Way too much. And maybe it's just because we watched the unrated version that they made it worse. But
maybe. I don't know. It was
anyway, Neil Patrick Harris was funny. He got shot, and they killed him in this one. And he was riding on a unicorn, and it was funny. But do not rent this film for that. If you see it on TNT sometime in the future, just check out the Neil Patrick Harris riding a unicorn. But otherwise, not very funny. I give it an F.
Hey! Let's play the Amelie game.
I was thinking that maybe I would go first this week.
Hey, go for it.
My likes for the week, the baby elephant at the zoo. We got to go see that today. That was
He was
cool.
taking a nap.
Yes. I like having a 1-year-old. It's a lot of fun because she's smart as a whip. She's cute. She can walk around. And when she's doing something that she knows she's not supposed to, she says no. But she continues to do it anyway.
But she says no.
Yep.
So if you're not in the room, she's in the room adjacent. You know to walk in.
Yeah. No. Oh, she's doing something. I like the iPhone 2.1 software because it fixed my iPhone and works a lot better now. I only have really one dislike this week, and it's the dick at New Seasons who huffed at me when I asked him for a bag for my sandwich, and
he was
really
such a
just
jerk.
set me off.
I know, we'd order Ford sandwiches because we were bringing lunch
So he's
to our
just throwing
friends.
pickles at me. I don't. What am I going to do with all these pickles? Can I put them in a bag, please?
I need a bag, too. Yeah, he was a jerk. It was the first person I've ever met at New Seasons who was mean because, their thing is like they're their friendliest store in town. That's their little tagline.
Yeah.
And they really are. They're wonderful there. But this guy was a total jerk.
No, he was a dick.
New Seasons on Interstate, if anybody's wondering. Okay, my likes and dislikes. I like the oatmeal cookies I made last night.
They were pretty good.
Those are good. They have nutmeg in them.
Whatever, they had raisins. I know that.
Yep. I like Elliot's new jacket made for her from her grandma. It's so cute.
It's got raccoons and bunnies and skunks on it. It's pretty cute.
It's corduroy.
And it has ears. So
It's
she'll
so
look
cute.
adorable in that.
Yep. I also like English sheepdogs. In the morning, Elliot and I usually go for a walk over to the playground, and there's always an English sheepdog playing around out there, and he's really funny. I, however, do not like the owner of the English sheepdog.
Oh, zing.
Does not pick up after her sheepdog.
And if you've ever seen sheepdog poop,
That's a lot of poop.
that is a lot of
He poops
poop.
all over the park, and she does not pick it up. And I don't know what to do, because I got a friendly banter going with her a couple days ago, and then she didn't pick up the poop, and so now I don't know what to do about that.
Oh, do something like, passive-aggressive.
Hey, my daughter stepped in poop yesterday. Was it your dog's?
No, when he's taking a giant poop, you're like, oh, don't play over there, Elliot. There's some poop in the ground. Just sort of like that. Because Elliot won't really understand. She'll just walk over there. No! And she'll pick up the poop and eat it.
That's true.
So.
Okay. I also don't like having to put sunscreen on her because it's just a pain. I do it, and of course I do it.
You're starting to sound like such a bad mom.
I know, but
you
it's
let her
just-
eat poop. You don't put sunscreen on her.
I do put sunscreen on
Oh,
her.
you don't like to put sunscreen on her?
No.
Okay.
It's a pain. Also, I don't like the avocado pizza I made us the other night.
No, it was nasty.
So what happened was I found this recipe that suggests replacing the
tomato sauce.
The tomato sauce on the pizza with avocado. And so, you put it in the blender or the food processor.
You make an avocado smoothie.
Yeah, you make an avocado
smushy. Slurry.
Sauce.
Blend.
Anyway, gross.
Spread.
The pizza would have been really good if I just put a little olive oil on there and some cheese. And
and you know what was really gross? About an hour later, when we went to do dishes, the avocado had turned all brown. It looked kind of like a sheepdog had let himself go. Song of the week, Brad Sucks of Brad Sucks something has come out with a new album, and he, in the vein of Jonathan Colton, he lets everyone play it, steal it, pay what you want to download it. So we're going to play it. The title track is called Out of It, and here it is on The Big Show. Brad Sucks of bradsucks.net. The song
that was
called
actually quite enjoyable.
Out of It, and the whole album's up there. You can listen to it, download it, and you can even buy it if you want. So check it out.
I had a lot of celebrity sightings this week.
You did?
I didn't realize I had that
You know
many.
what? I forgot to tweet mine.
Oh.
But I saw some. First, I guess the first one that I mentioned today, I saw Morgan Freeman at the zoo. But I did take a photo, so you can go up to the Delta Park, whatever. Oh, I wonder if it's probably shown up on this page. Yep, there he is. There's Morgan Freeman. It looked more like him from a distance, and then I snuck a photo, and it doesn't quite look like him. But you can decide for yourself. So Anna, you can start with yours there.
I saw Philip Seymour Hoffman reading Mental Floss magazine while waiting in a car for someone in Trader Joe's.
Okay. Pat had 2. He saw ESPN baseball personality Peter Gammons attended a wedding that he photographed, and Saeed, who is played by Naveen Andrews. Was laying with his BlackBerry in Starbucks. Starbucks again, Pat.
Jason and I both saw Pat.
We did, from Saturday Night Live. Pat. Although, upon further inspection, I think you could tell it was a woman.
Yep.
But she was a woman. But
Pat.
Very Patty. Chris saw the skinny guy from the Money for Nothing video on the Max reading real estate listings.
That's a really odd one. Okay, so you saw this one with me too.
I did.
We saw the Roloff family actual.
Yes.
Minus Matt at the Beaverton Parade.
Yes, we did.
They were the
Grand Marshals. Jessica saw him too. Mm-hmm. She's in the chat room. Rob saw Ricky Gervais and Dee Snider at Strong National Museum of Play.
That's an interesting coupling.
Yeah.
Ricky
Were they
Gervais
together?
with Dee Snider.
I don't know. And Superfan Debbie saw actual Clark Johnson looking for a good pizza in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And Clark Johnson is from Homicide and The Wire.
Right.
If you have a Twitter account and you see a celebrity in public, start your tweet with @DPPCeleb and let us know.
And if it's the actual celebrity, say actual. But usually it's just someone who looks like a celebrity.
Yeah, it usually has no bearing on the actual. Quick update on 9,999 Facebook fans. We are at, Anna, can I get a drum roll, please? Keep going. Keep going. I'm gotta load the webpage. 128 fans.
Hot diggity.
So we went up pretty good. And when you guys join, go right on the wall in there. For crying out loud, we gotta know that you're actually the thing.
It's time for birthdays. Happy birthday to Janice in North Smithfield, Rhode Island.
Todd in Amsterdam, New York.
Nicole in Franklin, Tennessee.
Mary in Seymour, Connecticut.
Jenny in Stockholm, Sweden.
Jim in Chicago, Illinois.
Mike in Placerville, California.
Ryan in Vancouver, Canada.
Eric in St. Louis.
Joe in Bristol, Connecticut.
Adam in West Palm, Florida.
Jason. Hey, it's Jason who drew our 100 Happy 100 episode cartoon. Jason Chatfield in Perth, Australia.
Elena in Northfield, Minnesota. Hey, Northfield, home to St. Olaf.
Dork. Sabrina in Granada, Spain.
And Tickle in Folsom, California.
Happy birthday, Tickle. Thanks for listening. That's everything for this week.
The prison?
On The Big Show. If you have any feedback, give us a call at 1-888-240-9031. Thanks for listening. I'm Jason.
And I'm Anna Seacrest.
Out.
Thanks for listening to The Big Show. The Big Show is a Delta Park project produced by Morley Studios. Visit our website at deltaparkproject.com to leave us feedback, watch videos, and read our pop culture blog.
There might be something wrong with your digestive system, sweetheart. Squirting out a bean.